Thanks for joining us today on the Man Blitz. I'd just like to take a moment to remind you to follow us on Twitter at Man Blitz. Visit us at www.3manblitz.com. You can listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcast, Breaker, and don't forget to view us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button. Thanks, guys.
Hey, guys. Welcome into another episode of the Man Blitz College Edition. We're going to be taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores. I'm your man, Jeremy. We got Andrew. We got Kwesi. We'll be breaking it down today. Before we do, let's take a quick little drinky drink.
Is there like a logo for Vandy, like a hand signal or something? Do they have a thing? That's Star Trek, right?
They do.
Star Trek. Do they?
What's their thing?
It's a big L. Yeah.
Oh man! And listen to all you Vandy fans that are watching, like all 6 of you. We're sorry in advance. We're not like trying to pick on your team, but it's hard not to. Like,
I mean,
sorry, not sorry. I don't know.
I think you're used to it by now because you're Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I mean, like, we don't dislike you. If that makes you feel any better, we don't dislike Vandy. Like, we love playing Vandy. I love playing Vandy.
I didn't like playing them when they beat us for like 3 years in a row, but you look at the overall
Georgia
record.
In 2016.
Hey, Vandy had a good run, and now it's over. So let's get into it. Andrew, you going to kick us off with some interesting Vandy facts?
We're going to do shots and stuff?
Yeah, I just poured mine. I poured mine a little nice mixed drink with my Tennessee symbol.
What you got in there?
Well, I'm cracking it cold.
That's yummy.
What is it? It's blue. Why is it blue?
I'm mixing the whiskey. It's whiskey. I ruined it. I'm mixing
with
it with
Mountain Dew, right?
It's the blue Mountain Dew.
It's like Mountain Dew or something. Yeah.
Oh. Gives me energy.
I've got like a beer graveyard over here. It's been one of those nights, guys.
It has.
I feel you.
Okay. 4. I'm sorry, I have 4. Do I have 5? 4 or 5? I have 5. Interesting facts about Vanderbilt. So you guys who haven't watched it, normally I'll do 4 that are kind of serious and then 1 to kind of get Kwesi going for the night. So let's get started. And Kwesi's actually gonna like this one.
Oh, am I? They don't have a dead Commodore, do they?
Yeah. What amounted to one of college?
What?
What amounted to one of college football's best defensive outputs in history. Vanderbilt and Michigan battled to a 0-0 tie in 1922 at Dudley Field. The Wolverines were considered favorites, but the late O-line stand preserved the Commodores' near upset. Vanderbilt finished 8-0 and won that season and didn't allow a single point at home.
They couldn't kick
Not
a field goal?
Vanderbilt I know. What?
They couldn't kick a field goal?
It's 1922. They didn't have shoes back then. That would have hurt their foot. They didn't even wear helmets, did they?
Good times.
Okay, so you guys are going to like this one too. The Commodores' first bowl win came against Auburn on New Year's Eve, 1955 in the Gator Bowl. Led by quarterback Don Orr, Vanderbilt prevailed 25-13 as a touchdown underdog in Jacksonville in its first bowl appearance. Vanderbilt won its next bowl game 53 years later.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I feel like you're only a Vanderbilt fan if you went to Vanderbilt.
Or a doctor.
You guys are hardcore. Dedicated.
And by all means, if you didn't go there and you're a fan, let me have it. I want to hear it. I want to hear from every single Vanderbilt fan that is out there in existence.
Why do you exist?
I want to know. Did you just reach for the biggest underdog you could find in the SEC? And it's like, boom, got him.
Man, I don't know.
Vanderbilt's last league title came in 1923 when the Commodores captured their second straight Southern Conference championship. The ensuing 96-year drought is one of the longest in college football.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
That's tough.
Vanderbilt's
It's tough to hear.
Wow.
Yeah, it hurts to hear.
Vanderbilt's intercollegiate athletic teams are named the Commodores in honor of the nickname given to Cornelius Vanderbilt, who made his fortune in shipping. So I did not know that, but now I do. I knew Cornelius Vanderbilt was, of course, the the namesake of the school, and I think it was the school was actually started by his wife, but I was unsure of the actual Commodore namesake.
Yeah, I didn't know either, so now I know.
Named after a rich white guy.
More you know.
Reading right.
I'm saying.
Okay, so this one, like, I love throwing in little animal facts here and there for Kwesi. And usually,
did they have a goat too?
They didn't have a goat.
Oh, did they
usually, they involve dead animals. Like every SEC school has some sort of storied past with the dead animal, whether it's Reveille getting hit by a car or
the dead eagle,
Georgia's bulldog getting shot by a cop, or the Auburn eagle crashing into the ground. I mean, there are a ton of them.
The dead elephant.
I couldn't find any dead animals in Vanderbilt's history, so this is going to have to do. This is the most exciting thing about Vanderbilt.
Okay.
The campus houses students and squirrels. It's been estimated that there are 3 squirrels to every 1 student, and there are over 6,000 students at Vanderbilt. On campus, they have over 18,000 squirrels on campus.
A lot of squirrels, dude.
Why?
Because they're fucking nuts. Get it?
It's like the most boring animal fact that there is, but I was like, I've got to do it. Like, that's all. Like, they're not interesting.
Squirrels.
I'm sorry, but Vanderbilt. Jeremy, go ahead and make your motion.
I'm sure there's definitely a dead squirrel story then.
I'm sure there is, but we haven't
sure
heard
one
it
tried
yet.
across the street.
There's probably a lot.
The cop shot the squirrel because it was random. They got squirrels buried under the field.
All right, so all you Commodore faithful, if you stayed with us this long, let's go ahead and break down your offense. So
if you stay with us this long, we apologize.
I mean, I don't really apologize. I mean, I feel like you're used to it by now. I mean, it's Vanderbilt.
So then do we just need to keep piling on?
I mean, it is what it is, man.
Hey, hit it with that offense, bro.
Hit it with the offense. All right, so I'm going to start off with saying that you only return 5 starters. Okay, so 5 starters. Your 5 starters that return are 2 wide receivers. You got sophomore Cam Johnson.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, that was quick.
Okay. He led the Commodores receivers with 3 touchdown catches. 3 touchdown catches. He had 30 receptions, 316 receiving yards. He had a game-winning 21-yard touchdown versus Missouri, 4 catches for 35 yards at Tennessee, and a 26-yard score at Florida. Ugh. Okay, continue.
Another returning starter, you have Chris Pierce. He's a senior. And then after that, they're all linemen. You've got Tyler Steen, sophomore. You got center Grant Miller as a junior, and you got Cole Clemens, right guard, and he's a senior. Other than that, you've lost all of your returning starters. So, like I said, you only have the 5. Most notably of the ones that you have lost was your starting quarterback in Riley Neal. And honestly, the biggest loss you had was Keyshawn Vaughn.
Yes.
Keyshawn Vaughn, running back. Of course, he got drafted. It was like 3rd round. Probably one of the highest draft picks you guys have had in a long time. He was the 5th all-time leading rusher for Vanderbilt.
He went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think he'll do well there.
We shall see. They lost Kalijah Lipscomb, wide receiver. Mm-hmm. He was like the best wide receiver you guys have had in a very long time. Top 4 wide receiver in history. He was 4th in all-time receptions and 2nd in touchdowns. You also lost your best tight end in Jared Pinkney. So you already were like 124th of offense ranked, and you lost like your 4 most producing players. So it's not good. It's not a good story. Your one bright spot is that you do have a new offensive coordinator. You got Todd Fitch. He's coming in out of Louisiana Tech. He runs a spread.
La Tech.
Don't
say that. Don't say that.
That's what they are, dude. Louisiana Tech.
Don't say that.
La Tech. So he's known for running a spread offense. So you might be able to catch some people sleeping. You might be able to throw the pill around the field. Like he came from Louisiana Tech. They were 10-3 last season. They beat out Miami in their bowl game in the Independence Bowl. So that's pretty cool. And that's a big-time school that you guys beat out. Well, Louisiana Tech did. Your new offensive coordinator had a hand in it. They were 36th in the scoring offense and 37th in total offense. So that's what he's bringing. So he's bringing that system in. The quarterback that looks like he's going to start is true freshman Ken Seals. That's the guy I've got. He's ranked the number 2 pro-style quarterback out of Texas. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. So, you might have your future Jay Cutler style quarterback.
You got him with that. You got him with that.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? You might. I mean, he's a big guy. He's a Texas guy, and you're looking at running a spread style offense. So, I'm pretty sure that if this was any other SEC team, that Derrick Mason probably wouldn't have this job any longer, and you guys would be starting with a new head coach. I don't think that the expectations there at Vanderbilt are very high with their football team playing in the SEC. Quite honestly, I'm not real sure why you guys play in the SEC. That's pretty harsh, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'll make the motion now, and you guys can kill me for it, to remove you from the SEC.
You'd be doing them a favor. Okay. Speculation here. I know we're short on time, so I'm going to move quickly. But let's say that right now Vanderbilt played in the SEC, which is mostly – or the ACC. Did I say ACC?
You did.
They're mostly a down conference right now, except for the powerhouse of Clemson, and North Carolina looks pretty good. But, a lot of the other schools are, down right now. So, would they stand a chance at being halfway decent, at least going over 500? You don't think? You don't think?
No.
And I'll be honest, I don't think Derrick Mason is a bad coach, but he has no funding. The recruiting is terrible. I mean, his coaching philosophy isn't too bad, but he's just not in an environment that breeds success on the football field, unfortunately.
I still wonder how James Franklin did so well at Vanderbilt. And if you were the AD for Vanderbilt, how you let James Franklin go. I would have thrown him as much money as was humanly possible to keep him there, because they had a good thing going with him, and they let him go to Penn State.
Well, even for more money, though, as James Franklin, would you say, okay, I'm going to stay here at Vanderbilt where my cap is set at 8 or 9 wins a season, or I can go to Penn State, which is a national powerhouse, and compete for a national championship year in and year out?
Well, I mean, as a coach, I would probably want to go just about anywhere other than Vanderbilt, because they're not historically a good football school. But at the time, they were doing well. And however he was getting those recruits there, or, producing, I don't know. And he wasn't getting, big-time recruits, but he was
getting the most out of
them. Out, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not real sure. I'm going to run through the starting offense here. It looks like your starting running back is going to be Jamari Wakefield. He's a senior, so he's been around. Your wide receivers, I already went through 2 of them, and Cam Johnson and Chris Pierce. You should have the other one as Amir Abdul-Rahim.
Wait. You don't think it's going to be Keon Brooks for the starting running back?
That's not what I have, no.
I think it's going to be Keon Brooks. He had kind of a big, against Tennessee last year. He had a big game. He had 70 yards on 13 carries with 5 catches for 34 yards, and that was against Tennessee, who had a pretty good defense last year.
It was
he actually played in 11 games with 252 rushing yards, a touchdown, 56 carries, and he averaged 4.4 yards per carry. That's not too bad.
I mean, you're going to see a timeshare, but I think your starter, at least in the beginning of the season, is going to be Jamari Wakefield.
I don't know, man. I think Keon Brooks emerges as that guy,
Well, I disagree, Andrew.
Well,
I believe it's going to be Wakefield.
What y'all say, 6 bands?
Shot bet.
Guess the Six fans will find out. So.
The Six fans
Shot
will.
bet.
What's the shock bet? I mean, how are we going to do it? Is it going to be whoever takes the first carry? Because that technically will be the starter.
I'm going to say without injury that Keon Brooks emerges as the legitimate starter by midway through the season.
And what are you counting as a legitimate starter? Are you going to say how many have more carries?
Over 50% of the carries. Over 50%.
That sounds,
shot bet.
Okay, hold on. I don't want to adjust your guys' bet, but why don't you go by who gets more touches in the first game?
In the first game?
That would benefit me. So I'm okay.
Yeah, that would benefit him.
Why?
We'll go halfway through the season. I think he overtakes as a starting running back.
Okay.
Either way, I don't care. It's going to be way good. The thing that I look at is the other wide receivers. Like I said, the other one that I didn't mention was Amir Abdur-Rahman. It's a fun name. He's a sophomore. But since I think they're going to run a spread style, which means these other guys are going to get a good look, is James Bostic, Tyrell Alexander, and Jackson Winrow. And I'm excited. I don't know the last time that Vanderbilt really ran like a spread style offense. And, I mean, nobody's really surprised by spread tactic any longer. But, I mean, Todd Fitch isn't a bad offensive coordinator, as we saw. He had success with Louisiana Tech, but he wasn't playing SEC defenses. So,
okay, well, let me throw you guys this, both of y'all. Give me your opinion on this. It's no secret that Derrick Mason is most likely on the hot seat.
Sure.
Possibly the warmest hot seat in the SEC, maybe besides Will Muschamp. Does the decision to bring in this offensive coordinator with a spread offense, which is completely different from anything Vanderbilt's run in a very, very long time, does it reek of desperation, or do you think there's a method to his madness?
Oh, it's desperation, 100%. I mean, there may be a method. I would do the same thing if I already knew what my offense was and they didn't do great. I mean, you're going to have to take the Hail Mary shot and try to figure something else out. And you're already replacing – literally. You're already replacing your quarterback. You're replacing your entire offensive production, basically. So, yeah, why not?
As the phrase goes, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was thinking too. And that's why I posed the question, because I wanted to hear if maybe you guys had any sort of different thought on it. But, I mean, that's the way that the whole SEC, it seems like, is going right now. Everybody's wanting to push spreads. So, you may be high scoring, and if your defense is your strong suit, then this might actually work out for you. But
their defense is supposed to be their strong suit. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Kwesi, for defense. It seems to be the one semi-bright spot on the team.
That's what I was going to say. We of course, I think everyone assumes that Vandy's going to have another tough year this year, but they do have a lot of experience coming back on the defense. Returning, especially on the D-line, they have Odin Bango, Drew Birchmeyer.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, I'm sorry. He cut you off like he did me. He likes this. He likes doing this.
Sorry, I do like this.
Already?
Deo Odin.
He can't even say it.
Odiyingbo. That's it. He's a veteran presence on their defensive
That's not
front.
how you say it.
He had 11 starts at defensive end in 2019, 12 tackles for loss, which is actually pretty impressive coming from a Vanderbilt defensive lineman.
Well, they're on the field all the time.
He had 2.5 tackles for loss versus Tennessee, 2 versus Purdue. 6 of the final 8 games, he had at least 4 tackles, which is pretty good. So, I mean, you know how I like to talk about an anchor for a unit. He is this anchor, and it's kind of funny because we're talking about Vanderbilt anchor down. So,
yeah. But, yeah, I definitely think he's going to be that centerpiece for that defense.
Yes.
Definitely. Drew Birchmeyer and Cameron Tidd.
Nope.
Okay. All right.
No ding ding on that.
Yeah.
No dings yet. I've got a corner and a linebacker waiting on you.
Those are some starters on the D-line, but they are bringing in a 4-star recruit by the name of Malik Langham, which will mix into that rotation, I'm sure. For our linebackers, they have Metez and McAllister holding down the outside. They have Hebert, who's going to be the middle linebacker. And all of them are returning also. So, again, they have a lot of experience on their defense, which That's going to be their positive for them. All in their corners, it's going to be B.J. Anderson. Okay. I'm good.
Keep moving.
And Alan George.
Alan George, ding, ding, ding. Okay.
Lord have mercy.
Against some of the best opponents, when it mattered most, George delivered. He led Vandy with 5 passes broken up. He had a career-high 6 stops against LSU in South Carolina, scooped and scored a 67-yard touchdown against Kentucky. Good for you. And made an interception in the end zone in the win over number 21 Missouri.
21.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Did Missouri reach 21 last year?
Apparently, that is just
that's ugly.
That was gross.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'll take
Vandy versus Missouri. Who watched this game?
But he is someone that I can see going pro very soon, and he's been doing pretty well.
He's pretty good. And as far as the linebacker goes, I just want to talk about Dimitri Moore a little bit.
Yeah.
He led the team in 2019 with 99 tackles, which was actually 4th in the SEC. That really surprises me. Like I keep being surprised by Vanderbilt. I see like bright spots, but
They actually
like
had a pretty decent defense, but their offense was so horrible that there wasn't a great defense, so they couldn't hold it up. So it made it look bad because of how bad the offense actually was.
Yeah, you're right. And, I mean, Moore was pretty good. I mean, he was pretty consistent throughout the season. He had double-digit tackles against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different teams. I don't know, man. I see bright spots. I can say that. I see bright spots.
I can see players getting drafted. But, again, as far as does that translate into wins for Vanderbilt, I don't think so. They may pull out 1 or 2 wins. Just off of statistics.
That's where I was going next. I was about to pull up their schedule. I know we've talked about it in the breakdown in the SEC schedule analysis, but I'm going to run through it real quick for those who didn't get a chance to watch that video, and I'm going to have you guys make your prediction. Out of the 10-game SEC slate, they
that seems becoming shorter. Okay.
Man, they open up with LSU at home. Ugh. And then you've got South Carolina at home, Missouri on the road, Mississippi State on the road, or at home, I'm sorry. Vanderbilt versus Ole Miss on the road. I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
Mississippi State. Let me start over. I've had too many beers tonight, guys. It's been one of those days. Okay. Vanderbilt versus LSU at home, South Carolina at home, Missouri on the road, Ole Miss at home, Mississippi State on the road, Kentucky on the road, Florida at home, Tennessee at home, and Georgia on the road. How many of these games are actually winnable? What out of this 10-game slate, what do you expect their record to be, and who is their win, if any, going to come to?
I fully expect them to be 0-10.
0-10.
Wow.
If they have a chance at winning a game, it's Missouri again, and that's 1. At best, you're 1-9. You might surprise a team. You might go 2-8. I don't see it. I really don't. I don't see it. You got new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. I'll take a shot bet on that. Oh,
2-8.
0-10.
0-10, buddy. I don't see it. They might take Missouri. Legit, them going – okay, so the SEC and all the other conferences going to an all-conference schedule did no favors for Vanderbilt. They didn't get to play their – they might have won 3 games. They might have won their cream puff games before.
Week 2, at home, you've got South Carolina, who just lost their starting running back. And South Carolina is poised to be absolute trash this year. You don't think there's a chance for a win here?
Well, there's a chance. That's why I've got them.
That's the game.
Best 2-8.
That's the game. I'm gonna go with a 1-9, and I'm gonna say they beat South Carolina.
Shot bet. Like, I'm gonna rack these shot bets up today. I hope somebody's writing them down. Shot bet. I bet Vanderbilt loses this game.
Shot bet.
Write it down.
No. We'll go shot bet 0-10 versus me and Kwesi having a win for Vanderbilt. How's that?
That's fine if you guys
All
want
they
to
got to
take
do
it.
is win 1 game.
got to win one.
What?
That's it. They just had to win a game.
They just got to win one.
One game.
Queasy, we're gonna be sporting that V this.
I know.
We're gonna be sporting that V. Go Dores.
Y'all ain't getting a W.
I think they'll beat LSU and Tennessee.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I'll relieve you of your duties, Kwesi.
No,
me and Jeremy will finish this one up.
I do think they'll beat South Carolina. That's what I picked, honestly.
Okay. I feel you, bro.
If not Ole Miss, but I think South Carolina.
I honestly don't think they'll take Ole Miss, man. That offense I think it's going to be kind of explosive.
Yeah.
What really sucks for Vanderbilt is recruiting. For one, you've got the academic standing. You know, you have to have really good academics to get into Vanderbilt, which I applaud them for.
Because they are a private school.
They are, and it does.
They're the only private school in the SEC.
It doesn't work well. I'm not saying that football players aren't smart by any sense. Unfortunately, but I mean, all honesty, I mean, there's a lot of fantastic football players that are really, really smart. Josh Dobbs, not that long ago, he's a freaking aeronautical engineer. Like, they're all over the place. They're extremely smart.
He's literally like a rocket scientist.
But he literally is. But they don't want to go play at Vanderbilt when they're that smart. They don't.
Oh, I didn't know you were leading into that joke, but it made perfect sense.
In all honesty, though, it's really hard for them to recruit, obviously, and I don't see how they're going to get it done ever. It's so hard for them to get it done.
Well, Jeremy, I know you're a little more linked in to SEC football, so I'm going to ask you first, and then I'm going to ask Kwesi. If you had to pick a potential candidate for the next head coach at Vanderbilt, who would you throw out there? Who do you think would be a good fit?
Dude, I have no idea.
James Franklin came in and got it done. Who else? Who else?
Name another coach that's ever done it at Vanderbilt. I'll wait.
Yeah. Who else could come in and do it?
I don't know many. And
I mean, if you could,
no established coach is going to come to Vanderbilt. None. It'll have to be some up and comer who has to use it as a springboard.
I think it'll probably be the offensive coordinator for the Rutgers.
I mean, your guess is as good as mine, dude. I have no idea.
Exactly.
I don't know who would take it, and that's the only reason.
I think it's going to be a Saban assistant. I think that seems to be like the trend.
God,
no,
who wants to take the job though? That's like
I'll bet Steve Sarkisian would. Steve Sarkisian.
Oh no.
I'm gonna say Steve Sarkisian will be the next head coach.
You're more drunk than I thought. Steve Sarkisian will not take that head coaching spot.
Sarkisian will be the next head coach of the Commodores.
You guys are wild.
All right.
I say you guys. I'm sorry. Andrew, you are wild.
Yeah.
I'll throw out a name. Tim Smith.
Yeah, he probably will be. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
Well,
okay. So as
I'm sure that the Commodore fans that have listened this far, you have somebody in mind who you want to be your next head coach. They hate us. I mean, we're really sorry. Like, we're Georgia fans, Tennessee fans, Michigan fans. I mean, we're gonna rag on you. But who would be your ideal potential next head coach? Or let's flip the question here. What could Derrick Mason do to preserve his tenure at Vanderbilt?
Would you want that?
What would with this 10-game COVID in-conference schedule, what would make you happy as a Vanderbilt fan?
And do you give him a free pass? You know, Derrick Mason's supposed to be a good defensive-minded coach, and if he gets fired, I could see him going and being a defensive coordinator a lot of places. But his defenses at Vanderbilt haven't been great, and his offenses have been abysmal. So, I don't feel like we're being overly harsh on Vanderbilt. We're being legit. Like, he's been 27-47 in 6 years. I mean, it's not good.
He's got as many wins in almost, it's very close numbers, as many wins in 6 years as James Franklin had in 3.
Yeah. James Franklin did something extremely amazing at Vanderbilt, and I don't think it ever got spoken highly enough. And that's how he got his job at Penn State. And Penn State's definitely a football. I don't want to say
powerhouse.
They're a very good school. So
they're a blue blood.
Blue blood. Can I give you guys an interesting Vanderbilt fact?
Sure.
Oh, you're stepping on my toes here, but let's hear it.
A little bit, but I did it at the end. All right. In 1961, a Vanderbilt freshman basset hound named George chased the Tennessee walking horse, which was paraded around the field at certain points, out of the stadium. George was elected Vanderbilt's official mascot until his death in 1965. He chased an ice truck and was run over.
Wait, I didn't hear the end. He chased an ice truck and what?
He was run over. He got ran.
Come on, man.
You found it. You found the fact. You found the fact that I should have had in the beginning. Okay, so that is now two SEC dogs that have been hit by vehicles.
Get your ice cream.
Reveille, and then this horse chasing dog from Vanderbilt.
Wow.
I'll give you one more. It's not as funny, but I'll give you another one if you want it. Supposedly, Vanderbilt has the happiest students in the United States, according to the 2015 edition of the Princeton Review. Whatever that means.
Probably because all the squirrels.
I mean, squirrels do make me happy.
It's not because of the dogs. I know that.
I wonder if they weren't happy after George got ran over the ice cream truck.
They banned ice cream.
George, no!
God, no, why George?
No. We've come off the rails here, Commodores. Anchor down.
Commodores, we're sorry. Anchor down. Best of luck this next season. I'm interested to see what kind of changes new offensive coordinator brings to your program. I'm interested to see what happens with Derrick Mason. Interested to see if you guys can possibly pull an upset or two. You know, I'm kind of low key rooting for you here. Let's see what you can you can do.
When Vanderbilt's not playing against Tennessee, I root for them as much as I can until it's after the first quarter. And it really sucks. Like I want to hit on it again. As much as it really sucks that we went to an all-SEC schedule for Vanderbilt because they definitely were going to beat Mercer in the first game. I think I had that as a W. And then besides that, what they lost was a Kansas State game, and they lost a Louisiana Tech game. So,
two games that were very easily winnable, and then when you throw an SEC upset in there, you got 4 wins, you know?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's tough. You guys and you know, who else was it? Arkansas got it real bad, but, you know.
Anyway, let's wrap it up. Kwesi tired.
Vanderbilt.
Anchored down. I don't know how to make an anchor with my arms and hands. Anchor. Yeah, just
all right. Well, Commodores, thanks for tuning in. We'll have more content for you coming soon. The season starts real soon. We've just got Kentucky to do next, and then we'll do a SEC Week 1 breakdown.
Sure. Hey, go for 3, guys. Go for 3.
Go for 3.